that on. I hold this for you. Yeah, you're talking to John Minion in Evesham in the UK.
Hiya. Okay. Hiya.
Yeah. And you are Daniel Hendrick?
I'm Daniel Hendrick.
My name is
speaking. Hello, Jim.
All right. Could you mind telling us about your
Well,
car
sure.
and how you came by
Sure.
it?
I actually had a 57 MGA when I was a kid.
Yes.
I'm not a kid anymore.
No, neither am I.
So, and I really liked it. And I thought, well, when I retire, maybe I'll get one that needs to have a little work done.
Yep.
So I happened to be up in northern Vancouver, and I found a guy who had an MGA for sale.
Wow.
And it was pretty much a rust bucket. In fact, there wasn't any part that wasn't rusty. And so I thought, well, that's the car for me. And I actually drove it home.
This one?
This one. I drove it home.
Wow.
And I thought, oh, I think what I'll do is drive it until it breaks.
Wow.
And 3 days later, the brakes went out.
What broke on it? The engine?
The brakes.
Oh, the brakes.
Yeah,
they're
they
easy
quit.
to rebuild. I've done it.
So I thought, well, now's the time.
Yeah.
And because I could put my hands through the horsehair in the frame,
Yeah.
I thought, well, maybe it's time to take it apart.
The wooden floorboards have to go too.
They went, well, they were already shot. So, and I could walk on the ground and get it going.
Does yours have the two 6-volt batteries, or did you up to?
They had two 6-volt batteries. I put a 12-volt.
And you've got a 12-volt?
Yes.
Yeah. So
and in the other spot, I have a box with parts in it.
Oh, okay. And
so
how about the your? I'm talking to a person who knows the laments of having an MGA and all the parts that are going to go. I never went anywhere without a spare set of points and a spare fuel pump.
I've got all those right back in the trunk.
Yeah.
In the rear end.
Yeah.
So and so I took it all apart, and I had each part of the body part painted.
Wow. And
I had the frame reworked and re-straightened, and every part there's nothing on the car that
look at that front panel. Mine had the telltale bent, so you must have got a replacement one from Moss.
I did. Exactly.
Yeah.
So there it is. The other one was no good anymore. And so
the Moss Motors replacement grill. I'm surprised you don't have the cow catcher that I had to prevent mine. I went through 3 grills. And you park it on the street and somebody backs right through it.
Well, that's happened before.
Yeah.
Because this front end I replaced this whole front end piece. Yeah. And I paid $35 for that piece.
Yeah.
So that was a nice bonus.
Yeah.
And so, I had every piece painted individually over 4 years.
Yeah.
And it all seems to match.
Look at that.
And
assembled perfectly and correctly without hunting.
Well, I hope so. I tried.
I've seen so many MGAs and they're just splashed painted.
Yeah,
just
I know. We did a nice job.
Did you do this all yourself?
I did not do the spray paint.
But you didn't go down to Octagon Motors to get them doing it?
No, I did it with a guy that I know.
Okay.
And it's not his real job, but he did each piece as I brought him the piece. After getting the dents out and stuff, then he would say, I'd say, well, paint this. And he said, well, it's not ready yet.
Yeah.
And so, so I'd take it home and sand on it some more and then bring it back. And he'd say, well, you know what? It should be sanded a little more.
Yeah.
And so finally he'd go, yeah, I think I can paint this now.
Yeah.
And so he'd paint it, and then I'd take it home and put it up in the bedroom.
Wow.
And, pretty soon all the parts were there, and I started putting it back together. So I had that's an MGB engine.
Yeah.
And so
mine has an MGB engine too. And is that the original radiator?
Yes, it is. Yeah. And the reason why you see some hairline cracks is because the guy painting it was me.
Yeah.
And I didn't wait long enough for my skim coat to dry.
Yeah.
Before I painted it, and then I clear coated it, and then it cracked because it wasn't cured yet.
It's gorgeous.
It's called patina.
Yeah. Okay. That's
patina.
Okay. Well, sure. So
Look at this is what a tonneau cover is supposed to look like.
Well, I had to put on. My wife said she didn't want to ride in it if it didn't have safety harnesses.
Yeah. So you put those.
So I was good.
Where did you attach them to?
Well, that's another thing. There's a little, you can buy them online by somebody. I forget who now. But yeah, I attached them back underneath the cowling here. So, yeah. So, well, you know what? I thought it was going to be chilly today, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So,
I'm carrying it
so,
around.
Weather looks brilliant, I have to say.
well, yeah, it looks pretty nice. The only thing is you have to start with a cell phone charger,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you can put it all back together
Yeah, yeah.
when you start with the cell phone chargers.
Exactly.
So I started with that, and then I started putting it all back together.
Perfect.
We bought a kit. I had a kit, and I put the seats together.
And you did this all yourself.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah. So, and then it turns out. I have a 5-speed. I put a 5-speed in it.
Yeah.
From a T9.
Yeah.
Out of a.
Is that a manual gearbox here, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fabio 5-speed manual, and I just put new gears in the rear end.
Yeah, I did that too.
I put a 3.9 instead of it had a 4.
Yeah, but
Mine had a
3.9 too.
4.3, I think, is what was in there before.
My pinion gear gave way, and I just didn't have a choice.
So
Yeah, 3.9 would be better in that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it does work much better.